All right, how's everybody doing today? Pretty good stuff so far, pretty good. By show of hands, how many people have done a GroupOn special? And you know, like Pedro says, it's a big hairy animal, it's pretty crazy. My first GroupOn special, without a doubt, just simply sucked. That's all I can say about it. It was horrible. I got inundated by clients. I got yelled by my current clients. I got yelled by the new people coming in. I got yelled by everybody. I got yelled by GroupOn. You name it, I was being yelled at. I was like, holy cow. So I had to quickly try to form out something and protect my current boot campers and go from there, you know? So GroupOn sucks, or does it? You know, I mean, when you look at it, like Pedro says, we're here to try to build our businesses, try to add to the bottom line. So results are simply the name of the game. Like when a client comes to us and says, hey, you know, I'm going to purchase a 21-day boot camp, or I'm going to join for the 12-month. They're not really buying 12 months of boot camp. They're buying a result. We go to GroupOn for a result. We want a result out of it. We want it to add to the bottom line. We want it to be a positive purpose, you know. GroupOn, I could tell you right out of the gate, it put me really uncomfortable. Made me really uncomfortable because everybody's yelling at you at one point, and they all look at you. I got tired of hearing my name. I got tired of my phone ringing and all that, and so I put a few systems in place. But as we know, like Jeremy said, if you want to become successful, you have to get out of your comfort zone, and you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's the most important part. I do that to my clients. That's the same thing that Jeremy says, you know. Hey, guys, you got to get out of that comfort zone, get off the couch, and get on, you know, do certain things that you need to do to get yourself back in shape. Us as business owners need to do the same thing. So with the results set, I want to give you my numbers, my exact numbers that I did. In New York, between two locations, I don't know if Raphael's here from Queens. Between our two locations, there was over 560 deals sold in New York. It was crazy. We had the 2-week deal for $25 and the 6-week deal for $45. 259 registered to come in and train at my facility. Probably who showed up, about 180 more or less showed up. So it was pretty wild. I had a lot of fun giving, you know, boot camp to them. 21 I was able to convert over to paid in fulls. That's the 60% off on the 1 year and 50% off on the 6 months. So that yielded me $19,000 immediately. This is within the first 3 months. These numbers are all within the first 12 weeks that the GroupOn special ran on. 11 I was able to convert over to EFT. Now, of course, I think Josh is going to talk about sales later. Your sales have to be on point. You have to know how to present it. You need to know how to close, no matter how bad it's going. Some people I closed, I mean, they were yelling at me, and I said, so do you want to buy? At the end of it, and some of them did, and some did not, you know, so it was pretty well. On the back end, I also have 2 personal training studios. I was able to convert 7 of those clients to personal training on contracts or on agreements. So a lot of people say, you know, GroupOn people, they just want a really cheap, they're only willing to pay a certain amount of money. I mean, some of these packages we sold on personal training was over $3,000. So they just want a good deal, and you got to show them the value of your business, of what you can prove and what you can show them. So going forward, an immediate income for the first 12 weeks just from my boot camp was $32,000. I'll do that all year long. That's great. That's fine by me. That's in addition to my current boot camp that was already making 6 figures. So we're doing really well. I was really happy about this. It's an additional income year for over $100,000. I mean, just one GroupOn deal. To me, that's phenomenal. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but you know, again, I'm going to do it again and again and again and just keep going. This one thing can really add to your bottom line. This is also without any products. Like, you know, we do sell shirts, we sell videos, we sell logbooks, we sell some drinks, all that kind of stuff, which adds another revenue stream to our business, and it works really, really well. Okay? I now like GroupOn. GroupOn's my friend. You know, I love GroupOn. It works out really, really well. One of the cool things about GroupOn, as you know, in business, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. I love that saying. You have to negotiate everything. People say, oh, I deserve this, deserve that. Well, you got to be able to negotiate, especially in business. For the first time, I've been in business since probably since 1982, and I've had different gyms, different levels of success. I was able to call up my landlord, and I have a good rapport with my landlord. And with this GroupOn special, I was able to pay my full year's rent with another additional huge savings. So I saved close to another $10,000 in rent for that year, and GroupOn let me do that. I took those funds, applied it to my rent, and I made a huge savings, so I added to my bottom line with that. And it's a nice feeling just to be able to call up your landlord and say, hey, how much for the whole year, buddy boy? You know, I'm going to pay this off. I'm good. I don't have to get a phone call, where's my rent, or anything like that. I do advise, though, you need to have a good rapport with your landlord, because, if things don't get done, you could always say, I'm not paying the rent. I have a good rapport. It's a brand new building. He takes care of everything for me. So this worked out really well for me, and I really enjoyed it. So I think GroupOn is great company awareness. I mean, they attracted clientele that didn't even know I existed, even though I do marketing and advertising. I do a lot of networking. I do other public speaking. I've been in the business since 1982, and people know me in my area, and there's still people walking, I didn't even know you were here. I drive by here every single day. I got this huge sign outside. I mean, I don't know what else to do. But GroupOn brought some people in. And if you check out my Facebook page, Butch Nieves Facebook, you'll see a lot. I put a little post saying that I was going to speak here today, and a couple of my GroupOn members logged on and said, hey, I never would have met you if it was not for GroupOn, and now I'm a lifelong member. And that's great PR, especially on your Facebook page. So that works out really well. It cost me, to get a lead to walk through the door, approximately $75 per person, just to get them to walk the door before I even sold them, before I even closed the deal. GroupOn allows me to get that pennies on a dollar. So I feel that's a great advantage. I mean, I think GroupOn, like Pedro says, if you structure it the right way, you could definitely take a non-existent boot camp, get yourself a six-figure, or you can double your boot camp numbers if you're doing well already or if you're not doing well. There's a few things that I needed to adjust as we'll go on. This is how I did it. The first thing, I made sure they schedule on schedulicity. So I knew exactly how many people were coming in at a certain time. And I only let them schedule a week in advance. At the beginning, I used to let them schedule up to two months in advance, a 6-week program. And I just found out that a lot of people scheduled, but they didn't even show up. They would just go in and schedule the entire 6 weeks, and they wouldn't even bother showing up. And it didn't allow other people to come in and schedule. So I cut it down, and I made it 1 week only. That seemed to work a little better. Towards the end of the promotion, I kind of let first come, first serve. And we were able to satisfy that. No, I have a 2,500 square facility, and we were able to put at least 40, 45 people in there without too much trouble. The average boot camp is about 30, 25 to 30 people. The second step, I have them fill out the Part Q. I don't make it into a sales presentation right away. I want to get them to feel really comfortable. I want to let them know that we're glad they're here, and I commend the decision in purchasing the GroupOn. It was funny, my wife gave me a present to, I think Pedro liked the car too, drive a Ferrari at the racetrack, and it was a GroupOn special. So it was pretty cool. I got to drive a 500 horsepower Ferrari on a racetrack, and I wanted to see how they treat me as well, which was great. It was last week. So I got on there, and I got into the car, and they put a driver with you, and he says, we're talking and stuff, and he goes, oh, did you purchase the GroupOn? I said, yeah. And he just looked at me like, oh, really? And I felt like, damn, still good money, I still want to have a good experience. But he made me feel bad that I purchased a GroupOn. And I could be a repeat customer, I said, hell, maybe one day I'll buy a Ferrari. You never know what might happen. And he just made me feel really bad. So I want to make sure that my trainers and myself never do that to a GroupOn person that comes in. I want to commend their decision and say, hey, this is a great purchase that you made. I'm glad you made it, and I'm going to change your life forever. So that's what I do. Again, we go over the Part Q, ask them pre-qualifying questions like, have you heard us before and when? Lets me know if they're really price-driven or not. If they say, yeah, I've heard of you before, but I was waiting for that price break, then I know that I have to really present the deal a certain way for them to purchase. And I believe everybody in GroupOn, if they joined GroupOn, they're a qualified customer. They want to work out with you. They want to buy. People say, oh, GroupOn, they're only looking for a deal. They're not going to come to a boot camp for a deal. And I asked them that, I give them a 30-day meal plan and a free personal training session. Oddly enough, a lot of my GroupOn people don't take the personal training session. I don't know why. I've asked a few of them, and they usually use time as a restraint. They just really want to come in, do a quick workout, and get out the door. I let them know about our different training modalities, and I give them a lot of gifts from nutritional companies. I go in the area. I have a friend of mine that owns a supplement company in the area. He gets a ton of free stuff all the time for all different companies. So I really want to wow my GroupOn person when they walk through the door, so I give them additional gifts as they walk in. I want them to know. I really want to know that I'm committed to getting them in shape. This way, when I ask for the deal, I said, I've done everything I can. I show them the value of my time. Being a former Mr. America, Mr. USA, I'm able to, ask for a lot of money, $200 for a half hour of my time. So I have that actually posted. So they feel when they come into my boot camp, they go, wow, we're getting a really good deal. We got a top, world-class athlete here, and we're getting some really, really good deals. And I want to let them know that, because my time is important just like their time is. So we want to post that. I'm always qualifying them, always exciting them. You know, when they're working out, I do the same thing that John does. I walk around and I talk to them. It was easy to get here today. Yes, you know. How do you feel today? Great, right? The time works for you. Yes, you know. You know, can't wait for a month, 30 days down the road. How awesome you're going to feel and you're going to look, right? That's just awesome. You're always getting excited, you know. I also, at the beginning, I kind of integrated the GroupOn with my regular class, my regular boot camp. I knew that was, because my boot camp was pretty full to begin with. So then I developed a level 1 boot camp, you know. And this is my actual schedule as we have. So I put out the level 1 boot camps Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays in the mornings and the evenings, and I directed all my GroupOn people to there. This way it wouldn't conflict with my regular loyal boot campers. It wouldn't create any problem. You know, and it limited the classes that they came to. So I never gave them unlimited access. That's part of one of my upsells down the road. Protects my core group of loyal boot campers, and I entice them to upsell for unlimited classes. I had a few clients that really wanted unlimited access to all the boot camps that we offer 7 days a week. Because when they come in, I only let them come in 3 days a week. I said, hey, if you want unlimited access, you could purchase it now. And some of them did. Some of them actually purchased. I was able to close them. I took the original $45 and took it off my monthly payment, and going forward from there is when they paid on a month-to-month deal. So they didn't feel like they lost anything, and they got unlimited access. And it worked really well for a few of them. I only do body weight exercises with my GroupOn people. So like the level 1 boot camp, I leave the toys, I leave the battling ropes and the rings and the kettlebells and all that stuff for my open class, and also let them know that's something that we're going to do down the road. Give them something to look forward. I want to put it on the shelf. I don't want to utilize it all the time. You know, so they always like, oh, when are we going to use that? When are we going to do that? Soon enough, soon enough. In my mind, when you join completely, you will get to that. Until now, you know you can get in top shape just using body weight exercises. No problem at all. You know, good structured classes. We give them unbelievable classes. We take time, all my boot camp instructors, we have weekly meetings. We formulate great workouts. Everything's structured every day. That's something different to do. We attack different parts of the body. We go from there. And I let them know. The mindset is what, you know, I need to work on a little bit. Like Rebecca was talking about, it's the mindset. This is the mindset of the member. They come in, hey, I bought something cheap, or I bought something with low value. We want to show them the value of what they did bought. You know, I want to surprise them, say, wow, this is awesome. So I want to let them know that everybody can belong to my boot camp. You have to be special. My boot camp's not for the average, ordinary person, and I grind this into them. I tell them constantly, especially when they're ready to give up. I'm like, oh, you want to be ordinary? You want to be average? Not in my boot camp, right? We put it to them. I also let them know they're only going to get limited results with their deal, especially if they're for 2 weeks. I mean, you know, truth be told, the only thing you can do in 2 weeks, you know, if you're lucky, drop some water weight, maybe a pound or 2 of fat. You know, from there, they got to rejoin. The 6 weeks, we get some more results, but ultimately, this is a lifestyle change. We want to get involved in their life and keep going. You know, I also quick to cut out the cancer. You got a few people in there that just, I remember Pedro's text me, how was it going? I said, as soon as I get out of the low lives, I'll be doing all right. You know, and he kind of laughed at me and said, all right, get rid of those low lives, you know. But unfortunately, you have that in every group. You got to shake them out, you know. So I have no problem walking up to somebody and say, hey, I don't need you here anymore. You're distracting the group, you're distracting me, you're not making my members feel comfortable. I want to know that my sister, my wife, anybody that I know will go into that boot camp and be totally comfortable. And I have no problem telling somebody to get the hell out of here. The first thing I do is train them so hard that they run out the door. If that doesn't work, then I ask them nicely. And if that doesn't work, then, well, we're from New York, so you know how that goes. You know, so we just keep going. I have rules posted on the wall. It's 3 by 4. I let everybody read it. I say them out loud when we give out boot camps. I enforce them, you know. And, you know, it works out pretty well. Everybody kind of, we have a real good core group, and they protect the boot camp. They're real proud of it. I call them my wolf pack early in the morning, and they all have nicknames, and it works out really well. We've kind of built a tribe, you know, so everybody wants to be there. We have certain shirts that we don't even sell. You have to earn that shirt, either with a before and after picture, or you have to do some dramatic results or training in our boot camp to get that particular black shirt that we have. Then we have other shirts that we sell as well. I can't wait to see the full line that comes out. I let them know we ain't curves, we ain't Planet Fitness. When they're ready to quit and die out on that boot camp, did you look at the door? The door didn't say Planet Fitness. I'm not going to give you a Tootsie Rolls and pizza. Not on this boot camp. I let them know I'm real serious about their fitness goals. I'm here to change your life, to make sure you get in the best shape of your life. And the GroupOn team, listen, I tell the person, I only got 6 weeks to make a change in you. I got to have you doing what I need you to do right here, right now. Not tomorrow, today. Maybe it comes from my bodybuilding background, my commitment to trying to win and do the best you can. Also, what's the best use of my time and the members' time? On the East Coast, in New York, that's a big buying decision. They want to know how much time do I have to invest to get the results back. Also, it's kind of hard to schedule a nutritional consult with them or something separate to try to close them. So I do a fitness workshop. Every 3 weeks, I do a fitness workshop. I bring them all in. This is where I'm going to present that deal. In the workshop, what I really want to do is inspire them, motivate them, and educate them. Brian Tracy says, if you want to change your life, what's the one component that you need? And a lot of people say motivation. He says, well, if you're an idiot, then you're a motivated idiot. We want to educate them. So I give them a lot of education. I teach them about nutrition. I teach them about exercise. I teach them everything they need to know to be the best person that they can be. And at the end, of course, I close them. I also bring in a lot of my great before and after clients. They kind of stay in the room with me, and they talk to the other members, and they show them, hey, this is what I did from point A to point B. They can see the actual results. They can talk to the people. They can see them. They can touch them. They can ask them questions. They're right there. And that really helps me close a lot of deals. That's really, really good. It's really motivating to see that. I have a few questions and phrases that I tell that are kind of, my average questions, and it helps me close them a lot of times. Have you heard of us before, and when? We said that before. I tell them, I know you haven't purchased this deal because it was cheap. It means because you want to get in shape, right? And you just watch their reaction. It's usually priced. They look at you like, well, it was kind of cheap, but I want to get them in shape. I let them know not to be here to be ordinary or common. You want to be something extraordinary. And I always let them know when they're working out, I got to make sure you do these lunges, or I got to make sure you do these squat thrusts, or I got to make sure you do these push-ups, because I know you're never going to do them on your own. I know that. And I repeat that over and over to let them know that they need me. You know what I mean? It works out really well. There was an article in the New York Times recently that 798 Daily D sites closed down in 2011. In 2012, GroupOn sales themselves, as a company, 10% of their sales are down. What does that mean to us? Is that basically they're negotiable. We can negotiate the deals that we sell per month now. We don't have to sell 500 deals per month or 300 deals per month. You can actually sell 50 or 20. And it's an ongoing process. So you can limit the amount of people that come into your class, especially if you can't do a separate class, if you don't have a standalone location. You can say, hey, I only want 50 people to come in. And then you can really focus on that. Before, Groupon wanted you to just sell just tons of people, and some of us couldn't handle that. Now you can really limit it, I've done that with them. I've adjusted it, Again, in business, you don't get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate. I do believe that Groupon now will let you really crush the competition. I think it will definitely, if you do it right. You have to be able to do it right. There's systems in place. You just can't run a Groupon special, stand back, and think it's going to happen for you. You really got to have certain things implemented, which is really, really important. But I also believe that people will pay the price if they see the promise of the future. Jim Rohn says that. If you can show them, hey, listen, you could be like this, feel like this, and do these things in a certain amount of times, you stick here, they'll purchase that price. They're just looking for a great deal. They're looking to show the value, so that's what you need to focus on. I think a lot of us sometimes get away from the actual workouts themselves and say, hey, let's worry about this, and the other thing, the marketing, everything else. We still got to give a great workout. Still good workout, So, and I also feel that, when I was competing, it wasn't that I was a special bodybuilder and able to win Mr. America and all that. It's that I put a great team together. I was able to put a good coach together. I was able to put a great training partners together. I had a great support team from my family. I was just average, but my team was extraordinary. And that's the same thing we have here now. We have Groupon. We have all these different things. People talk about the economy being tough. I don't know. Like I said, I've been in business since 1982. This economy is great for business right now. I'm loving it. I'm having a great time. I got Pedro's on my side. I got Fit Body Boot Camp. I got all of you to back me up. I could call somebody and say, hey, what's going on this? What's going on with that? And give me backup. So I don't see people talk about the economy being bad. That's their economy. That's not my economy. My economy, I'm loving it. I was driving a Ferrari last week. I thought it was great, It's pretty cool, you know what I mean? So I'm having a great time, Also, I think you should always fully expect to dominate. That's my competitiveness in myself. I think that when I go out there, I'm going to make some mistakes, and yes, there'll be some problems on the road, but I'll iron them out. And at the end of the day, I'll totally dominate my area in my business, as I have, and I always will be. Thanks, guys. We got time for questions or no? Any questions?
Any possibility we could
Yeah, sure, you can email me and I'll send them out to you. Just email me at butchnieves@aol.com. All right.
We'll put them on the membership site.
Okay, you'll have,
All the video and slides are going to go on the membership site.
all right. John?
Yeah, two questions. Can you kind of walk us through what happens during your workshops when you try to convert them to the paid in fulls or your monthly program? I don't know if I'm talking into this or not, and then also what happens if they're not allowed to go to those workshops? Do you get in front of
No,
them?
all the GroupOn is especially designed for the GroupOn people. I let all my open boot camp people come to the workshops. The workshop's really designed to sell them, to present the one-time offer, the 50% off the 6 month and 60% off the year, and also the 20% off my month-to-month. But the group, the workshop designed to give them nutritional advice, show them the mishaps and misconceptions out there working of nutrition, and also the misconceptions of working out, calories versus just, muscle, what the best exercise to combine with, all that, and just answer a lot of their questions, and give them some kind of like a small motivational speech, get them pumped up, and then say, hey, we got this one-time offer available right now. I have, at that point, sort of like when Pedro's does at the summit, he has the core mastermind group come up and share their experience. I do the same thing with my good before and after people that have made the big transformation. I have them come up in front of everybody and say, hey, I started from here. This is what happened during, and now this is where I'm at. And all my boot camp instructors, oddly enough, have all been my past clients. They've all been members of my boot camp. I got 4 awesome boot camp instructors. I mean, they're all phenomenal, and they all came from my boot camp. They were all, they had all joined at one time or another. So that's how I converted, because I tried the Craigslist, I tried all that, getting boot camp instructors, and just didn't work for me. So I find out when I look at somebody and say, hey, you might be a good boot camp instructor. And since it's early and late, some of them have full-time jobs, they still do it. So it works out really, really well.
So you just present it as a group?
I present it as a group, that's what I do. I present it as a group, I pass out the sheets to every single person, and I wait back, and I allow them, I give them a week or 2 weeks to say, hey, I want to do this deal or not, I have it all formatted. I mean, Pedro's gave me the sheet, I put my prices in there, and I let them know, and I said, this is a one-time deal, guys, I'm going to offer it to you one time and one time only, and usually I give them 10 days, but if somebody comes 2 weeks from now with it, I'll take it, it did its job. So I'll definitely take the money, cash is king, All right? Any more questions? Kara, oh boy, now I'm nervous. I was good the whole time until you walked up. No.
I think that's so awesome how you have you're a success, jeez.
That's that Pedro's guy.
There you go. How you have your successful clients go up in front of the GroupOns, but how did they feel? Say, for example, your most successful clients are paying your high-priced program, and then you're presenting this, deal to the GroupOn people. Do they hear that, or how does that work?
They hear it all the time, and they have no problem with it whatsoever.
have any
I have
problem.
no resentment. Also, keep in mind that we're doing special workouts or more advanced workouts per se in the open
Gotcha.
class that I
Okay.
am doing in the GroupOn class. We only do bodyweight
That's true.
exercises. We're not doing, and they're only 30 minutes as well. I only give them 30-minute classes. The other ones are 40. That's what they're used to.
Okay.
So I haven't cut that down yet, but I don't think I'm going to, because that's what they're used to.
Okay.
And a lot of times I try to over-deliver. I send out the coffee cups. I send out
That's
the,
true.
all those things. So I always glorify them. I help them with a lot of different things. I text them. I call them. I give them free personal training sessions when they need to. So I always over-deliver tremendously. So they're always really happy. And they're just, the only concern that they have is this going to mess up our boot camp?
Right.
Because it's theirs. They don't feel like it's mine. I'm just shouting out orders. It's really their core, their core boot camp. So I haven't had anybody come up, and really been, really saying, hey, other than when that space came at the beginning, I let everybody come into different boot camps, and they were like, hey, I can't get a great workout. This person doesn't even know how to do jumping jacks.
Right.
And my core group, and I just shout out an exercise, and boom, they're right in doing it,
So how is your schedule staggered then? Because I really like that idea, how you have, I love how you don't let them use, like your
No,
cool
I hold
equipment.
that back, and-
Right, but for example, our time, where do you fit it in with your busy schedule? Because you already have a really successful boot camp. So how do you?
Well, the 5:30 in the mornings are my open boot camps. The
Okay.
6:30s are my GroupOn.
Oh, okay.
And then the 6 p.m. is GroupOn, and then 7 o'clock is my open class. And my open people can come to those other classes that they like. They just
Okay.
know they're going to deal with a lot more people in the class.
Okay.
I let them come to any class they want.
Okay.
I also invite, every once in a while, I see somebody in the GroupOn who they're a better athlete, they've been training for a while, they need to be challenged. I'll invite them to come to regular boot camp, but I don't know they can keep up. I say, hey, I think you deserve to be in this camp. Why don't you come tomorrow, try it out, and see how it goes. So they feel almost like, wow, we feel special. And that person always joins.
All right. And then I had one more last question. Do you do all of the GroupOn, like for their first session, when they come, like have them fill out the PAR-Q, are you the only one that's doing
No,
that?
all my trainers do that.
Okay, so your
So,
trainers meet
Yeah.
with them and
Yeah,
you.
my trainers meet them, they go over we have a certain protocol that they
Okay,
have to go
gotcha.
over. We give them their gifts, we give them whatever information they need.
Cool.
So anybody who's there, it's not just me,
It's not
I
just you.
couldn't do that, yeah.
Yeah,
All
okay,
my
gotcha.
trainers are able to do that.
I have a question regarding the unlimited thing you say you went over, because on the Groupon it says unlimited for
Unlimited
14
level one,
days.
I make it level one.
So that's something you requested for Groupon to put
Yeah.
on the voucher?
Yep.
Okay, okay. I thought
Yeah,
you were
you
just...
can negotiate with Groupon a lot more now.
Okay, because
Groupon
I
is
have a Groupon rolling on Monday, and I haven't seen exactly what is going to...
Well, it depends if you have an existing boot camp and how full it is. If you still have a lot of openings, then it's fine. But my early morning boot camp, I have anywhere from 30 to 35 people. I only have a 2,500 square facility. So the first couple
Yeah, that's
weeks the
the same size
Groupon
as
came
mine.
in, all of a sudden there's 15, 20 more people in my boot camp. I had to structure it a little bit different. Then at that point, it's hard to use the battling ropes. It's hard to use the kettlebells and all that. Someone's going to be knocked in the head. You know what I mean? So we had to just strict to certain type of exercises. At that point, I limit their access to schedulicity. I said, these classes are closed. You can schedule here, here, here.
And all the Groupon people have to go through
Yeah, they have to go. My open boot camp people do not schedule. They come in anytime they like. Groupon has to schedule in before they walk through the door.
Okay.
And I have a sheet that allows me, and again, it's first come, first serve. Sometimes they don't schedule. They show up, there's room. I'm going to let them in. I'm not going to say, no, you can't train. So, it depends on the person, too. If I have a headache, I threw out 7 people from Groupon themselves because they were just distracting. They were nasty. I wouldn't feel comfortable with my wife being there with them there. And I said, you know what? I don't want you here. I don't want you here.
Makes sense.
So, and you take the good with the bad. You know what I mean? Take the good with the bad. But I just, this is a lifestyle for me as well. I want to be able to go to sleep and wake up comfortably and make money, but it's still a lifestyle. I enjoy what I do. I want to go to my boot camp, and I enjoy being with the people there. When I see them in the street, I'm like, hey, how you doing? They're my friend. I don't want to see this, oh, my God, there's that guy. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want that. If I find that I get that, then you know what? End of the day, go somewhere else.
Cool. Thank you.
All right? All right, guys. Thanks very much. Oh, one more. Give it to me, boy.
So you said that it's only 6:30 is level one. What if they say, well, I can't do 6:30, I can't do, and they want to do 5:30? Do you say, well, I'll take your 45 plus, you upsell them right
Well,
there?
no, yeah, I definitely upsell them. I said, listen, you want unlimited classes? What I do is I take my 12 month-to-month is $187. So I take that $45 off the $187. They're off in boot camp unlimited. They come to any class they like. The next following schedule after that, the next month payment is going to be $187.
Okay.
I don't end it at the 6 weeks and say, okay, I'm going to charge you from there. No. I say, you got to kill your Groupon special, take the $45 off the $187, and we go from there. It's a great upsell.
Yeah.
Because remember, we don't use the toys for the Groupon people.
yeah.
We can, they look at it like, oh, man. I let them stay and watch, and they're like, oh, I want to use that. Not yet. Not yet. All right? Right. And the level ones are only 30 minutes. Petrol's going to kill me. All right. All right.